Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your miners would practically build themselves.
Hello folks, it's Mad Dog Merv. Welcome to the Kit Hoarder Stash. And today I'm in the home office. I am not out in the doghouse because it's frigid out there. But this day before Veterans Day, we have kind of a special show. We are going to be looking at a tank. But for those of you who know me and have watched my videos and whatnot, you know that I'm pretty limited on what I do. Usually it's like a panther or a tiger or Sherman's, or pretty much anything that had to do with the Pacific War, because that's really my genre of studies, is the Pacific War. So I have a real honey of a kit today, literally. This is the M3 Stewart by Academy, and the honey of a kit. And we're going to take a look at this thing today because I'm going to get started on building this, my Pacific War version of this. So let's take a look at it. We're going to kind of delve in a little bit and tell a couple little stories, and well, let's check it out, shall we? Because tomorrow's Veterans Day, I want to honor some of the veterans in my family, as I do every year. And on the right here is my dad, Mel Brewer. He served in the Pacific with the 25th Infantry Division. He was actually in an anti-tank platoon. And on the left is my uncle, Tom Plant. He's there with my mom and his wife. And these guys actually served in the Philippines together. So I love Pacific War history, and here we've got Marines in the Pacific with an M3A1 and some other Marines with, this just appears to be a regular M3. Now I'm going to have to not use some parts from the kit, and we'll kind of look at that a little bit. So here's the box on this kit. Obviously you can see the fenders. I'm not going to be using those, but here's the other side of the box. I was actually pretty impressed with this as I was going through it. Here's the decals. There is one for a U.S. Training group, and then there's a bunch for a bunch of different British outfits. Here is the decal placement. Sorry, this one's a little bit blurry, but looks like there's, what, 3-4 different units that it covers. Okay, so the assembly of this, pretty straightforward. Looking through the instructions, they're very clear, except for the pictures. Wow. Don't know what was wrong here, but anyway, putting it together, pretty straightforward. It's got a nice little interior to it, not overly detailed, but enough that you can look down through the hatches and see something. I do like that. And yeah, there's those side skirts we're not going to be putting on. But assembling the hull, more assembly of the hull, assembly of the turret, putting the 37mm gun in, and finally the parts call out here on the very, very back. So I like their instructions. Okay, let's look at some of the parts here. The floor of the tank, of the interior. A few other pieces. The what are those called? The grousers. The sides of the track. The pads of the track. Now look at all this. I'm just wondering if these are all spares or if this is individual link that I can actually put on. Here are the wheels and the suspension. The reason I wondered that, because it comes with these hard rubber, hard vinyl tracks that they aren't my favorite. You have to kind of heat up a knife and melt them together kind of thing. But here's your Pioneer tools. The grab handles are a little bit big, but the Pioneer tools aren't bad. 50 cal and a 30 cal on a swivel. And here are parts for the hull and parts for inside the hull and the fender skirts. Now, this is a small tank. I was really surprised how tiny it was. So I put my hand next to it here, and you can see the hull. Good detail on the hull. Some very good engraving there. And I like this. These Academy kits quite often will have some rivets, extra rivets that you can cut off and use at different places where you might need them. Here's the turret basket, the mantlet, those sorts of fun things. And that's about it. See, pretty simple kit. So, well, thanks, folks. It was short and sweet today, but we'll see you again next week on the Stash, and hope you have a good Veterans Day.